After what feels like multiple years of talking about Jorge Polanco being the second baseman for the Seattle Mariners, it finally happened. And naturally, I was not there to cover it when it actually did happen. So we're going to break down this trade, look at the player that Jorge Polanco is, look at who the Mariners gave up, and what this team looks like for opening day, I guess. I feel like this roster is now really set, in my opinion. And I know there are some of you in the comments that are like, what do you mean? There's so much more that needs to be added. A lot of people don't like this trade and think that Jorge Polanco is not that good. I don't really understand the people that are like that. Let's delve into where this whole thing started. So I think that it all started when people around Mariners Twitter started to catch wind, including Locked On Mariners, who said you might want to buckle up. Obviously signifying some sort of trade coming down with their sources. We joined in and hit some people with the eyeballs emoji. We had no idea what was going on, but all the cool kids were doing it like we said, and it turned out it was this trade for Jorge Polanco. Now the full trade is this. The Twins will receive Anthony DeSclafani, Justin Topa, Gabby Gonzalez, and Darren Bowen from the Mariners in this deal for Jorge Polanco. The Twins are also getting cash in this trade. Now, with that being said, it is not official how much cash the Mariners are actually sending the Twins yet. One of the rumors that I saw was that the Mariners were sending the $6 million that they got in the Mitch Haniger trade. They got it from the Giants. They're sending that to the Twins along with some more. Until that money comes out, it'll be hard to judge this trade completely, but overall, adding Jorge Polanco was a great deal. With that being said, of course, losing Justin Topa for the bullpen is tough. We'll have another video about that later on this week, losing Justin Topa and what that means. Losing one of your top 100 prospects in Gabby Gonzalez does suck, as well as Darren Bowen, who we had at number 30 on our top 30 prospects list just the other day. But honestly, both those guys were not close to the big league, so whatever, it is what it is. This is a win now move by the Seattle Mariners. And the Mariners have probably wanted to trade Anthony DeSclafani since they got him, because they wanted to get rid of that $12 million contract that he had. Of course, the Mariners are also sending some money to the Twins, so the money gets weird here. So we're not really going to talk too much about money unless it comes out while I'm recording this. By the time this is out, you may have already heard, but for now, we're not going to talk money. Really, you need to look at the numbers for a guy like Jorge Polanco, who can play second base for you. He will be in 2024. He's going to be 30 years old in 2024, and in 2023, he hit 255, 335, 454 with a 115 OPS plus, 14 home runs, 48 RBI, 4 stolen bags, 36 walks to 88 strikeouts. Now, Polanco has a career 111 OPS plus, but he has been putting up a 125 in 2021, 115 in 22, and 115 in 2023. He's about 15% above average according to the last couple of years, and he's had some big years as well, including 2021, where he slapped 33 home runs, by the way. 33 home runs, that's crazy. His 162 game average is about 22 home runs, which is pretty solid. You saw in 2023, he hit 14, 16 in 2022, that 33 in 2021, and also 22 in 2019. Now, Polanco does strike out at a below average clip at 18.2% throughout his career. He did strike out a little above average in 2023 at 25%. He also walks a little bit above average at 8.6%. Now, Polanco is a switch hitter who is much better versus left-handed pitching, but with that being said, he's still pretty dang good versus righties as well. In 2023 versus left-handed pitching, he hit 310 with 4 home runs, 10 runs, 16 RBI, and 18 Ks, whereas in 2023 he hit 10 home runs versus right-handed pitching with 32 RBI and 33 walks to 70 strikeouts and a 233 average. But through his career, he's a 269, nice, hitter against both lefties and righties. So overall, Jorge Polanco is just incredibly consistent. And for those of you that are saying that Jorge Polanco is no better than Colton Wong or no better than Adam Frazier, you're just wrong. Unfortunately for you, you're just absolutely wrong. He has been a model of consistency throughout his career. He's only had an OPS plus below 100 twice in his entire 10-year career. He's a guy that is going to go out there and hit you 10 to 15 home runs as long as he stays healthy. Now that's the caveat. He has had health issues in the past, but welcome to baseball. Everyone else has health issues too. Unfortunately for the Mariners, this is the way it works out, but Polanco putting him at second base lets you move Luis Urias and Josh Rojas both over to third base in a platoon there. So overall, this is your kind of new look Seattle Mariners depth chart right here, with Cal Raleigh catching, Ty France at first base, Jorge Polanco at second base, JP Crawford at short, Rojas and Urias at third base with Mitch Garver DHing, Luke Raley in left, of course Julio in center, and Mitch Haniger in right field. This is a much better team than they were in 2023. Like this guy here, Sean, sometimes it seems like they go out of their way to be mid. You're wrong. Sell the Mar, what a god-awful roster. You're wrong. See, Jacob gets it. Better than last year? He's right. The Mariners are better today than they were just a few days ago. That is an objective fact. There's no doubt in my mind that this team is better than they were a few days ago. And honestly, yeah, they're better than they were at the end of 2023. Teoscar Hernandez underperformed, as did Gino, as did Ty France, as did a lot of other guys. The only two people that really had a better year, in my opinion, was maybe three people. Julio, Cal, and JP had better years than they had the year before. Everybody else underperformed. Jorge Polanco is a major upgrade at second base. He's going to be making $10 million next year, but if you're a Mariners fan, who the hell cares, right? Go out there and make moves to make this team better. And we're not even mentioning how good this rotation is. Mariners have one of the best rotations in all of baseball, guys. You go out there and add Jorge Polanco to this lineup, he's going to bring consistency every single day. Now, I'm not sure where you're going to bat him in this lineup. Personally, it depends on if you're facing lefties or righties, in my opinion, because if you're facing lefties, you could probably put him a little bit higher up in the lineup. Against righties, I might put him a little bit lower, maybe in the 6, 7, 8 range. But with that being said, he brings consistency to this lineup every single day. And now Josh Rojas and Luis Urias do not have to be everyday starters for you. You can mix and match because they're both better against opposite-handed pitching. Josh Rojas in there versus righties and Luis Urias in there versus lefties. If one of the guys takes the job and runs with it and is just really good versus both, great. That is awesome if that happens. It also makes your bench better because one of Urias or Rojas is going to be on the bench now every single day. So Sam Haggerty probably falls off this roster with one of Urias or Rojas being on the bench. He probably goes down to AAA, or maybe somebody gets hurt at the start of the year. Sam Haggerty's a guy that fills in well, but is not somebody that you want to rely on every day off of your bench. And as a switch hitter, he does bring a little bit of lineup construction for you to the Seattle Mariners that you didn't have before. You were either heavily relying on right-handed or left-handed hitters throughout your lineup. Obviously, with Polanco in there and Cal Raleigh, you have a couple of switch hitters in there. So if you really want to play that left-right matchup, you most certainly can. Now, keep in mind, Julio and Jorge Polanco have been working out together so far this offseason. So, hey, maybe there's something there. Hopefully they'll be good friends. Again, it does suck losing Justin Topa, a big guy out of that bullpen. I'm not going to delve too much into that in this video. We'll do that in a different video. But also, Justin Hollander said that he personally made more calls on Jorge Polanco's deal than on any other trade. He had been trying to acquire him for 2 years. Guys, Jorge Polanco is just a really, really good and consistent baseball player. That's all there is to it. That's all you need to know. Is this team better than it was a couple days ago? Yes. Does it hurt losing Gabby Gonzalez and Darren Bowen? Maybe. I mean, Gabby Gonzalez, again, a top prospect in your organization. That stings a little bit. The Mariners gave up a lot in this deal. Do not get me wrong. DeSclafani, whatever. Honestly, in my opinion, Darren Bowen, yes, he had the opportunity to be, you know, a big league guy, but overall he was 30th on your depth chart. 2 guys in single A or high A with Gabby Gonzalez and Darren Bowen. Do they help you in 2024? No. Do they help you in 2025? No. So there you go. That's all you need to know. Now, Zach Left tweeted Jorge Polanco career 975 OPS versus the Astros. That's what you love to see right there. And looking at his percentile rankings, Polanco definitely walks a lot. He does strike out a little bit. His chase and whip percentages aren't terrible, but his sweet spot percentage was in the 94th percentile, his barrel percentage was in the 89th percentile, and his slugging was in the 82nd percentile. Jorge Polanco is a very good player. He's not going to kill you over there at second base either. You should definitely be excited that Jorge Polanco is on your baseball team. Now, the question here is this the end of adding bats for the Mariners this offseason? And honestly, I probably think that it is. And if that's the case, you are pairing a competent lineup with one of the best rotations in all of baseball, a lineup that's not going to strike out nearly as much as it did last year with one of the best rotations in all of baseball. I mean, realistically, the problem for the Mariners was getting runners in, and they're going to do that more in 2024, provided everyone's there and is plays to their potential. The restraints put on this team by John Stanton, well, the Mariners and Jerry Dipoto have been working within them. They did what they could to make this team better, and in my opinion, this team is better than it was at the end of 2023 by making this move. Don't get me wrong, they still need to go out there and add, at least in the bullpen. I would not hate if they were to add another bench guy out there, maybe. I don't know who it would be, and if you don't, whatever. But if one comes along, sure. And there's still the possibility, of course, if they really wanted to just go out there and sign Blake Snell. You know, we're all thinking it, right? There was also talk that the Mariners could be adding one of the best starting pitchers left on the trade market in Dylan Cease. Do we think that's going to happen? Well, check out this video on the screen next. I appreciate you guys watching this one. Thank you guys so much for helping us hit 10,000 subscribers, by the way. And go Mariners.